we're going to switch over here, and we're going to talk theater. Oh, Harbinger Theater. What a great theater group that is.
It is.
Yeah, Patrick White has created an amazing, I don't know, it's like he's just so expressive, and he's able to find plays that nobody else has heard of. They're all premieres in the area. So you're doing Into the Breeches, and okay, aren't breeches what you wear?
They are.
Yeah, tell me about that. And let's talk about both of you because you're both in the play.
Yes.
So who wants to start?
I'll give you a little bit of an overview of the plot. So
Okay.
the play takes place in 1942. So it is Pearl Harbor was bombed recently, and now we are into World War II. And this theater company has found that all of their men, or most of their men, have signed up to go to war. And so the ladies that are left decide that they are going to carry on. So much like the Rosie the Riveters of the day, where they would go into the factories.
They're going to play all the parts.
They're going to play all the parts. So while and it's a Shakespearean show, so they decide to put on the Henriade, which is Henry IV and V combined. Now in Shakespeare, traditionally, it used to be
all men
playing
they
all women
the
roles.
Parts.
Yes,
Exactly.
and so now it is all women playing all men roles. So this is, and that is the plot of the show.
Okay, so Laura, and I know you're a director, you do everything in theater. She's an amazing woman, she really is. Rich, tell me about your part.
Okay.
Because what are you doing in this play
Well,
anyway?
I am the fly in the ointment. My character, Elsworth Snow, he is the chairman of the board of directors of the Playhouse and the president. He's a wealthy industrialist. He has a socialite wife. And I have to say, first of all, that
He's the angel?
He's the he's the guy, the business guy behind the thing, and the organizer.
He's the one we have to convince to even let us do this.
And he represents basically all the obstructions that Maggie, our protagonist, has in that it's wartime. He doesn't believe that we should be doing plays. We should concentrate on the war effort. He doesn't believe in non-traditional casting. He doesn't believe women should be paid. There's all these things, and the way and his one failing, so that he's not a bad guy. His one failing is he's hopelessly devoted to his wife, and through that, when she gets cast in the play, he's kind of dragged through.
Yeah, you knew how to do that, right? Get her into the play.
Exactly, and I want to point out one thing is that the play was written, the playwright George Brandt wrote this to take place in Rhode Island. However, his instructions were, if you want to change it up to the local area, you can.
Oh, that's
nice. So
nice.
we have changed all the place names to places around the Capital District. So
the audience will recognize and be in on those jokes.
Right.
Well, I like the idea that you have a playwright that is sensitive to community theater.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Is this your premiere? It's a premiere in the area. It
In the
always
area,
is.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Patrick always does a premiere.
Yes.
So, and because I'm not familiar with the play, so I'm assuming that it hasn't probably been produced very often, or
Well, it's been produced around the
I mean, in
country,
other
but
areas,
but not in this area.
Not in this area.
Yeah. So where does it get its name, Laura?
So one of the famous lines from Henry IV Part 2 is, "Once more unto the breeches, dear friends," going into that battle. And so into the breeches as in into the battle fray, into the breeches as into pants.
Yeah, so it's got a double
meaning there.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. So when is this going to be performed, and where?
So it will be taking place at the Albany Barn in downtown Albany. It starts right after the election. So we have a free preview on the 5th of November.
Wait, that's election day, isn't it?
The 6th.
The 6th is the
we open on the 7th.
Yes,
Okay,
so
the 6th.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry. Got that on the brain.
You got the 5th on your mind. I know, we're all thinking, oh, the 5th.
And so that weekend is our opening weekend, and then we do the following weekend too. So we don't do Sunday matinees in the barn space, but we will be doing the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday shows.
Okay, now I've been to the barn there, and now are you doing this like in the round, or are you doing it on the stage?
On the stage.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, you're doing the stage.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Because I've seen some of them when they're in the, which worked
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah. No, but because this is a community theater
It has to be on a stage.
It's on
Right,
the
I see.
stage, yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
And I want to say that
Yes, Richard.
for the people who are listening, Albany Barn is on 2nd Street because
Avenue.
Not Avenue, because we have Harbinger just did a co-production with Albany Civic
Albany
on
Civic
Second
Theater.
Avenue.
Yeah, I know you
And
did.
I don't want them people to, because people have shown up the wrong places.
You know, when I wrote it down, I think on the screen there, I put street. I wanted to make sure that they understood it's not Avenue, because Avenue was with 256. Where did that come from?
Don't know.
That's the address of the Civic Players. I don't know where that came
So
from.
yeah, but it's the Albany Barn.
Albany
Yeah, but
Barn
this is
on
the Albany
2nd
Barn.
Street, 56 Second Street.
Sometimes I surprise myself when I come out with things that from way back when. Oh my God! But they say it's the more recent memory goes. But the old. I'm worried now because I remember a lot of the old stuff.
Who are you again? Oh.
So anyway, so let's back up. So I want to talk about both of you. So Rich, tell me a little bit about your background in theater.
Well, I've done things on and off since the early 80s in various theater groups around. Not so much recently. Well, you know, life interferes sometimes, so took
It
some
does
time.
get in the way,
It
doesn't
does
it?
get in the way, so it took some time off. When I retired, I decided I would come back in
Come
again.
back into it.
Surprisingly enough, there's a lot of other retirees that are doing the same thing.
I know, but that's good because there's parts for everybody, you know. So yeah, and Laura, I know that you've been very active. This is an amazing woman. So
Thank
tell me
you.
a little bit about your background and what you've been doing.
So I have experience in directing and playwriting and lighting design and props and costumes and set design and acting. I get to act in this one.
Amazing!
Yes.
When I saw your name, acting. Oh my God, she
Acting.
does everything else. Why not?
Yeah, so I get to play Celeste Fielding, who is the aging prima donna actress of this theater
wasn't
company.
typecast then.
I bless your heart. And so she is one of the few of the actual theater company that remains. And as they're going into this new adventure, she kind of self-casts herself as the lead, but then is surprised when other people are coming out of the community and out of the woodwork that also have talent too. Now she's got a little competition. So.
This is going to be a great play, I think, because every one of his plays, I don't know how he selects them, but does it, okay, let's back up. Does the director select the play or does Patrick select?
That you'd have to take up with Harbinger. I believe they have a committee that reads a bunch of plays that they are either interested in or hear about or get submitted to them, and they work with their season to say, okay, which projects do we want to do? Do we have people connected to them already? Do we need to find good people connected to them? Who can we think of to put into these projects? Because these are the ones we're passionate about and want to do.
We have so many theater groups that it puts a real strain on, you know, the set setting up sets and the sound and the
lights.
and lighting. I mean, and I know that this is very difficult for theater groups, but they seem to all manage, and we are so fortunate to have so many theater groups
Yes.
that are creating such wonderful plays and live performances. Get those kids out to see some of these live performances. The first one I ever saw hooked me, so, you know, and I was a little kid. My mother loved theater, so. Anyway, break a leg.